And so one of the reasons that I am running and not using social media is because I do not think that it is going to help us solve the problems that we are facing right now. When I started running, I didn't have as much of an understanding of the depth of the issues and the suffering that people are experiencing in our state. And I do now. And I don't think that I would really have been able to grapple with that in the same way if I had been spending so much more of my time on social media.
Like, these are platforms that are distracting us. They're dividing us. They're deceiving us. They're not making our lives better. They're not making our democracy better. They are not doing anything, right, to increase the minimum wage, right? They're not generating jobs in our communities. I don't think that we have seen lawmakers effectively regulate big tech. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that they are over-reliant on it to win elections. When I started this, I cannot tell you how many people told me, but Carly, it's a necessary evil. Why would I do something evil, even if it was necessary? What are we doing? And so I think this is as good of an opportunity as any other to think about all the things we can do and we have instead, right? Like all of the thousands of postcards we have written to our friends, to our neighbors, to our political leaders. No one wants like being talked at. They just want real relationships. It can be messy, it can be imperfect, right? But we have to be striving for the more perfect union. We cannot be satisfied with the one that we are living in.
Right? And there's another reason I'm not on social media. And it's because, and some people say it means you're not serious about this, right? It means that, you're not serious. And these are a lot of the same people who tell me that we're in like an authoritarian moment right now politically. And if we are truly in an authoritarian moment, the fact that you think you will have access to social media and all of those contacts and relationships and the internet is not true. And that's why I invited all the other candidates, Republican, Democrat, right, to take the month of February and to reflect on how using social media influences the way that they show up. And because people are not necessarily willing to do that, right, who are politicians, because they're afraid, right? They're afraid that it would cost them power or their chance at power. I said, if you pause your scrolling and your constant showing up at places just to get the picture and leave, how is that going to change how you show up? And is it worth trying?
When it comes to social media, I'm not going to sit there on Instagram with my kids and scroll and be like, this is how I decide what witty thing to post, or this is how I decide what filter to apply to our pictures, or this is how I decide like when to stop scrolling and buy something.
Eric told me a great story this morning about one of the teachers at his school who was staying after with two kids who had just moved to the United States and didn't have cell phones. And so all the other kids are like getting on the bus and the teacher is waiting with these kids to get picked up. And they saw like a murmur of starlings in the sky, when starlings like get together and there's like, 1,000 of them and they're swirling in these incredible ways. And the kids were like, oh my God, that's amazing. And they were looking at this. And after like a minute or two, the teacher said, look at all of your classmates. And they turned and they looked and every single other kid was on their phone, right? And they missed it.
And it's not helping people. Like, workers' rights are being absolutely destroyed by these companies. They are collectively hurting our ability to collectively bargain. They are hurting our ability to build power and to enact change. And so I think the majority of people, like even if they love social media or whatever it is, would say like, this hasn't made my life any better, right? Like my wages haven't gone up.
But the challenge is that if this is truly a moment that is as dire as so many people feel it is, we need to create real connections and real community. We need to do real organizing because that is the thing that is going to sustain us. Our democracy has survived slavery. It has survived segregation. It has survived wars. Of course, our democracy can survive social media, right? But whether our democracy survives social media is up to us.